And you're like, are my legs crossed the right way? When I was getting my white coat last year, all my pictures are me just like me mugging, like waiting to get this coat. Mine like looking down. Her mom was like, were you okay? I was like, no, I was just really focusing that I didn't trip when I was going to walk across the stage. And like I was sitting out, I was like,
That's good. There's a major link. The research has a major link.
Should I just raise this now? It's okay. It's all right. Once Katie's in. Good afternoon. My name is Kathy, and I'm a second-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student. I would like to welcome the faculty and staff, family and friends, and fellow students to the University of Evansville as we celebrate the Doctor of Physical Therapy program's White Coat ceremony. We are very excited to continue this tradition in honor of the DPT students here at UE. Thank you for being here today as we recognize the professionalism and dedication of these students. This ceremony signifies the transition of these students into the professional program. The white coat they will be receiving is a symbol of healing, a symbol of help, and most importantly, a symbol of hope. It is a symbol of their commitment to their future patients and a symbol of compassion and excellence they will strive for when treating their future patients. Whether or not you choose to wear your white coat, allow it to remain a symbol of your achievements and a constant reminder of your dedication to this profession and its core values of accountability, altruism, compassion and caring, excellence, integrity, professional duty, and social responsibility. In addition, the white coat represents the progress of physical therapy as a profession. In Vision 2020, the American Physical Therapy Association states that physical therapists will earn a doctorate level degree, and in doing so will join rank with the elite 5% of the American population holding a doctoral or professional level degree. The growth and progress of physical therapy worldwide makes this an exciting time to be entering our profession. My hope is that this ceremony will inspire you and at the same time remind you of your duty as a professional, and I ask you to think about your future as a doctor of physical therapy and the responsibility that comes with it. Now I would like to invite Dr. Kiesel to the podium to introduce the faculty.
Thank you, and good afternoon. My name is Kyle Kiesel. I'm the chair of the physical therapy department and the director of the DPT program. I want to add my welcome to everyone here, and thanks for coming. We're very excited and obviously very proud of our class. This is a great class, unique class in that it's our first class that is going to have their education start to finish at the Stone Center, our new facility. Obviously, we're very excited about that. They did get, I guess not all their education, sorry, they did have the summer classes on campus here, and so they have experienced already the difference between maybe Graves Hall and the Stone Center, so that's great. And this class is tremendous. 44 students selected from a pool of 421. So it's not an accident. You've worked very hard to get here. You've all put in the time, the effort, and we're selected to be here. So be very comfortable, confident, and proud that you're in that seat. And in 33 short months, you'll be sitting in those seats. We'll all be up here, and instead of a white coat, we'll give you a signification that you've graduated, a hood and a pin. So that will go fast. Ask the students. You'll be here in 33 months, and we can't wait. So again, you came from 9 different states, 14 different institutions, your undergraduate work, and an average GPA of 3.7. So great class. We're looking forward to it. And our new curriculum's in place, and you could consider yourself guinea pigs if you want, but we'll see how it goes. My role is to introduce our faculty and staff. When we started this ceremony several years ago, we realized that a lot of the incoming students didn't really know the faculty, so that's my primary purpose. As we've grown and things have changed with our move to the new facility, we've got a lot of new staff. And we also have a guest with us here. I just want to take a second to acknowledge Dean Kessler. Mary Kessler is the dean of our college. She was the chair, had my position, the chair of the program for 17 years. Saw it transition from from a master's to a doctorate degree and maybe bachelor's to master's. Were you there for that? You were here for that, okay. She's a graduate of the program, but I just want to personally thank, and on behalf of everyone, our faculty and staff and students, thank Mary for her hard work and tremendous leadership as she has single-handedly really guided our programs from campus here to this new facility. What an incredible job to put together a new building with 3 different institutions all pitching in. It's literally a condo association. So we own some, and IU owns some, and USI owns some. Everybody had to communicate, get together, every detail from the carpet to the chairs to the paint to where we put the screens in the rooms went through Mary Kessler. So just a real sincere thank you for her leadership and work on that. So our faculty is, I'm just so excited that we've together built this faculty to what it is today. I've been here 19 years. I guess that just makes me old. After a while, they put you in charge. My background's in musculoskeletal medicine, injury prediction, and so I teach in that area as well as the scientific inquiry series, so research-based. I still practice outpatient physical therapy on a regular basis, and my research, I've got about 30 publications. I've had the pleasure of working, teaching seminars and collaborating research in a variety of countries, and so we're pretty comfortable. Not only we know what's going on locally and really nationally, but what's going on in our profession around the world. So, and I still chase the golf ball around a little bit. That's not getting any better. Jennifer Simon, you all know Jennifer. She's tremendous. She's our operations manager. She runs the program, the day-to-day, the planning, the marketing, all the events, all the interactions with the students. She recruits all students. So when junior and seniors in high school come on campus with their family, they all meet and sit down face-to-face with Jennifer to learn about what our physical therapy program has to offer. So she does a tremendous job. And she has also taken on a role this year at the college level, so our College of Education and Health Sciences, to help with student recruitment and manage all the marketing and recruitment for the entire college. So Jennifer is just great. Thanks, Jennifer. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so new people. Kim Moores. Kim is here. Is Kim here? She's down there. Oh, hey. Kim is one of the people. She has a new position. She's a physical therapist assistant by training, and she is helping with outreach for our clinical programs for both PT, our DPT program, and our PA program. So it's a brand new job. She got shoved in there, and I said, go for it, and she has. She's done great. So we thank Kim and all her help. Janice Kidder. Janice is our administrative assistant. She's in her 6th year. She's got her degree from USI. Janice has been a huge help to me over the years as I took over as chair several years ago, and she's right there with me and helps me get through every day. So we thank Janice. And then Jennifer Clawshide. Jennifer has a new position here. She's the face of DPT and PA on our main campus. So Jennifer's role will be, she has a variety of things that she'll do, but one, she'll be the contact point for PA and PT here, as well as helping with the PTA program, day-to-day operations. And then the Center for Teaching Excellence is a university program that she'll support as well. So another new face, so welcome, Jennifer. And now for faculty, we've got Bethany Hebner. Dr. Hebner is in her 4th year? 4th year? 5th year? 5th year? Okay, 5th year, thanks. Bethany's great. As you can see, she's got a variety of certifications, extremely well trained. She went through our sports residency program, and is heavily involved in the sports residency program administration and mentoring. And she teaches primarily in the musculoskeletal area as well as in pathophysiology. And she, including all that, one of her main things is she runs all the clinical education, so director of clinical education. It's an extremely important and challenging position to coordinate several hundred site visits every year, where we have 3 classes going out to clinics in 40 states and 7 countries. So Bethany's done a tremendous job of taking that over, revamping that program, so we thank her for that. She is involved in research, she's done several injury prediction and injury prevention programs with a high school group that she works with, and obviously has presented that in a variety of places. And then we have Lin Ling Lang. Dr. Lang got her PT training in Taiwan, and then she's been in the United States for several years, finished her PhD at the University of Delaware, one of the top biomechanics programs for physical therapists. Her area is in pediatrics and neurorehabilitation. Motor control and imaging was her dissertation work. She teaches in a variety of areas in our program. You know her from the summer, obviously, through growth and development. Ling has presented several publications. She's a great researcher. She helps with a variety of things in the department. She single-handedly coordinated and organized the move of all of our equipment, supplies, etc. She has a spreadsheet. She can account for every last tongue depressor that we have. So thank her for that. And I will say one more thing. The interest on the bottom, this was extremely important, is baking. Okay? I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, so the first years got into a little bit. Several years ago, there's all these students around her office, and I thought, oh, gosh, first-year faculty, she turned the test back, and they're all in there fighting her for points. And I thought, well, I better go see if I can help her. And it had nothing to do with that. She had dessert for the kids. So she routinely brings dessert. It's obviously very popular when she bakes. So thanks for that. Jordana Lockwich. Jordana's in her 2nd year. She comes from the University of Pittsburgh, where she was heavily involved in neuro rehab and their residency program. She completed their residency. She'll be helping with our new neuro residency program here, and she's heading up our whole neuro rehab component. So extremely important and big job. So we're very excited to have Jordana with us. Jordana is again, just in her 2nd year, but jumped right into her PhD training. So last year, 1st year teaching, and 1st year as a PhD student, and she's working at the University of Kentucky on her PhD. So very good work, very busy. Kyle Matzel. Kyle is Kyle's 3rd year here. Kyle went through our program. He was a graduate of the program, went through our sports residency program, and then has been full-time with us, as I said, for the last 3 years. His area is musculoskeletal and orthopedics. He too is engaged in his PhD training at the University of Kentucky, so he's deep into that. He's done a tremendous job in the sports residency program. You'll see that theme throughout, that a lot of us are engaged in that, and he continues to help and mentor. I know many of the faculty will be across the street after this doing physicals tonight, so they are working hard. Kyle has several publications. We've worked together on a number of things, just does a great job. He's got a couple book chapters out. He's an instructor, so he'll be on the road teaching seminars around the country. And he's done a lot of consulting. He's been to a variety of professional sporting venues already in his career. And the highlight probably is baby Lily. Lily's 3 months, 4 months? 4 months. So we always the highlight when Lily's around. Dr. Phil Pliski. Phil is an associate professor. Phil is in his 9th full-time year here, but he's a graduate of the program, did some adjunct work, so it feels like he's been here much longer than that, in a good way. He started our sports residency program. It's in its 11th year, and just really a thing that we're very proud of, highlight of that. As you can see, as I mentioned, many people involved in that. He teaches musculoskeletal content, and probably the big part of what he does in the curriculum is provide leadership for faculty and teach leadership, administration, professional development for our students. So very important area, an area that a lot of programs just really gloss over, and we highlight that, and Phil's done a tremendous job with that. He too is involved in regular outpatient physical therapy care. He's done a ton of research. He's done a variety of collaborative work in the military. He's got several $1 million worth of grants, done big studies looking at injury protection and prevention in our soldiers, and has consulted with a number of professional sporting organizations, and finds time to hang out with his 4 boys and wife as well. Jason Pitt. Dr. Pitt is in his first year with us, so he just started. He is a graduate of the University of Evansville in biology, and then went on and got a neuroscience PhD from Northwestern. Jason has done a great job of fitting in. He's not a physical therapist. I think everyone else in the faculty is. So he is going to be extremely valuable for us to teach a variety of things, including our neuroanatomy, neurobiology class. So that's a big component of what we do. So we're very excited to have really a basic scientist on our faculty. So it's exciting to have him. He looks at things a little differently than we do, and we've already had some exciting conversations about research. So we're very happy to have Jason here. And Kate Schwarzkopf Pfeiffer. Dr. Pfeiffer's probably biggest accomplishment last year was completing her PhD, so working through teaching and working through her dissertation. She completed that in the fall, so another congrats to Kate on that. Obviously a variety of certifications, etc. She teaches in the SI sequence, scientific inquiry sequence with me, the musculoskeletal, community health, and has taken on the cardiopulmonary content where we needed someone several years ago, and has done just a great job with that. So super having Kate. Again, finishing up her dissertation related to injury risk factor reduction, and she's done several presentations related to that. Also very involved in local and national levels with the Down syndrome, a variety of organizations related to Down syndrome, and has started our Ace Buddies component here as the faculty member with that. So very busy and finds time to be a triathlete as well. Exciting. Katie Whetstone. Katie's in her 2nd year. You guys know Katie. She taught you already, all right, this summer, and she was with you yesterday, your first day in gross anatomy, and I'm sure it was nice to have a friendly face like Katie's around. She's great. She graduated from our program, went through the sports residency, and then we keep hiring those people away to be faculty, so I couldn't be more excited. She has done a variety of research components, is helping with ACE Care research, and her class, and Katie was very involved in the beginning of ACE Care, so she's a faculty member now supporting ACE Care as well. And then just 2 faculty members that aren't here that you know that we want to just thank that are part of our faculty. One is Kathy Liu. Kathy teaches biomechanics in the summer, so you see her if you're not from UE. If you went to UE, you had Kathy somewhere along the way. Many of you had Kathy as an advisor. So Kathy's been very helpful, great to work with, really flexible, and brings the expertise in biomechanics that we just don't have on our faculty. So we thank her. And then Dr. Don Rod. Don has been involved in educating physical therapy students for 23 years here at the university. He has done a great job in the helping, advising, and teaching in the undergraduate level. And then he taught for several years, taught medical physiology for us, and for I don't know how many years, maybe 20, taught gross anatomy for us in the summers. So we thank Don for all his work. He's continued to help. He was in the lab yesterday, I think, or he's planned to be down in the lab. Yeah, he was in the lab yesterday helping out as well. So again, another familiar face. And I think that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kiesel. I would now like to welcome Dr. Schwarzkopf Pfeiffer to the podium as our faculty speaker.
Kathy was really nervous about pronouncing my name. I just wanted to let her know she nailed it. So welcome, class of 2021, and thank you for including me in your ceremony today. It's a blessing and a curse to be asked to speak at events like this because on the one hand, it makes you feel like, oh, the students think I have something valuable to say. That's great. While also making you feel like, oh, students think I have something valuable to say. Great. So my husband always tells me that these things tend to go best if you make them about the students, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm actually going to make it about me. So I grew up in a really small town in southern Illinois called Cesar. Is anyone familiar? Yes. It's like a 200% increase from last year. So I went to the equally small Lin Lake College after high school, and even though that's a 2-year institution, I actually stayed there for 3. Got a little rough start there. I got my bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of Evansville, and then completed my first doctorate degree from Regis University in Denver. I earned a board certification in orthopedics and other certifications in strength and conditioning, hardstyle kettlebell, dry needling, and several others before embarking on my second doctoral degree, which you just learned I just finished last year from the University of Kentucky. So I did all of that while working in the clinic, teaching, and growing and raising my family. That's right, I have kids, 3 of them. They're all under the age of 7. Now, some of you might be thinking, wow, that's kind of braggy to talk about all of that. And here's what I have to say to you. Yes, it's very braggy. Of course, I worked really hard for a really long time, so I'm going to keep stretching out this victory lap for as long as anybody's going to let me. Some of you might also be thinking, wow, how did you manage to do all of that while still managing to have a positive attitude and looking so radiant and youthful and well-rested? Everyone's laughing because you know that's a joke. No one's ever said that to me. Like, you know you're living your life wrong when people you've never met before tell you look tired. But seriously, people often ask me, how did you do all of those things? And the truth is, there's a very scary truth in there that involves minimal sleep, maximal caffeine, and just generally not taking great care of myself for a while. But there's also a really healthy truth in there where I learned how to be incredibly efficient with my time. Now, there's obvious time wasters out there that we all participate in all the time. What do you think it is? Social media, yeah. And if you haven't done this before, I encourage you to do so. Not like right now, but later. Check those social media accounts because they monitor very closely how much time you spend active in them. And if they don't show it to you, there's actually other apps that will. So you can download another app that will monitor how much time you spend in every single social media account. And it's kind of eye-opening because they don't measure your active time in minutes. They measure it in hours. Hours, my friends. And if you really think about it, how helpful is it to turn your face into a meerkat? Right? Snapchat's got some great filters. It's funny. It's funny, but probably not all that helpful in helping you accomplish your professional education. So, monitoring your time on social media and making a conscious effort to decrease it is a really easy and relatively painless way to buy yourself some more time throughout the day. Now, one less obvious time waster is one that people don't notice because it's very well intentioned. So let's take a second and reflect on what people who don't know any better called your summer. Right? That wasn't summer. Summer's supposed to be fun, and that was hard. It's not summer. So try to think of a time where you studied, perhaps for hours, but walked away without retaining a single bit of new information. Did it happen to you? Because it happened to me all the time. Now, one of the things that's essential for learning is attention. You have to focus your energy into the content if you want it to stick. So it wasn't that I wasn't investing time. I was, a lot of it. But I was also unintentionally investing energy into things that weren't helpful. So here's an example of my internal dialogue while studying. Like the standard deviation of the sample proportion, the standard deviation of the sample. Oh my gosh, why is the person next to me breathing so heavily? What is wrong with them? You know what? They're probably getting sick. I should probably use my hand sanitizer. That's gonna be weird if I whip out my hand sanitizer right now. I'll just wait till they sneeze or something. Oh my gosh, what about that video of the panda sneezing and it like scares her little cub? Isn't it her cub or is it her? You know what? It's gonna bother me until I watch it. I better just watch it so I can move on. Opens YouTube, watches panda video twice, then videos of people icing cookies for 20 minutes. So, studying, yeah. So your environment dictates your productivity substantially. And this isn't just limited to the physical space, but also the people who occupy it. So make sure that you are spending time in places and with people that help you to focus your energy purposefully. Additionally, and I acknowledge that this sounds sort of counterintuitive, but giving yourself multiple breaks throughout the day actually makes you more efficient. If you've ever found yourself picking at your fingernails, tapping your toe, stretching, just any kind of fidgeting in any way, I promise you your efficiency is being compromised. These are signals from your body that you need a break, and you should respect those signals. Now that break doesn't have to be long. It can just be a 10-minute walk, but I promise you, I've had some of the biggest breakthroughs while wandering aimlessly and thinking about nothing. There are going to be plenty of times over the next few years where you are going to exclaim to your family, your friends, or just the universe, how am I ever going to do all of this? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can do all of this. There is enough time if you're smart about how you use it. If you're struggling to get the outcomes you want despite your invested energy and time, please come to us. Let us help you with your efficiency so that one day people will ask you for advice on how you did it all while staying so radiant and youthful looking. And they won't be joking. Welcome to the DPT program. We're so excited to be part of your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Our next speaker is Jenna Gourley. Jenna graduated from Rutgers and went on to complete her sports residency with UE and Pro Rehab. She is now a practicing therapist with Pro Rehab as well as an adjunct professor for our program. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jenna Gourley.
Good afternoon, and I want to thank the White Coat Committee for inviting me to be here today. I've been so excited to get to talk to you guys because it doesn't really seem like that long ago that I sat where you're sitting. In fact, one of my earliest memories was actually during anatomy, which I know you guys recently started. I was sitting in class and feeling pretty good about myself. It was one of the first couple weeks, and the professor was reviewing the results of our test. Everybody had done really well, and she was praising the class, so I started to relax in my seat, feeling really proud. And on the board behind her was a distribution of all the grades, and everybody had gotten either an A or a B, except for one person. My relaxed position very quickly became a more slumped position as I flipped over my paper and realized that I was that one person. I was the only person in the entire class that didn't pass the first exam. So I sit there and I'm trying to hide kind of my disappointment. I didn't want anyone else to know that I was the one because you could look at the board and you knew that there was one person in the class that didn't do so well. I started questioning, should I have come back to PT school? Should I even have done this? On the test, "See Me" was written at the top of it, so I got all my belongings together and I made my way to my professor's office. On the way there, I could hear my classmates talking to each other about how easy the test was and how they only got one question wrong, and I wanted to hide. I didn't want to be going to her office. I didn't even want to be at PT school. So I get down and I sit down in a chair across from her desk, and she asks me, "How did that make you feel?" And I was just so frustrated with the question because I'm like, how do you think it made me feel? I feel terrible. I promised her that I would work harder. I promised that I would study harder. But most of all, I told her how surprised I was by my performance. I never expected to not perform well on that first test. She gave me a few encouraging words, and on my way out, she gave me the one thing that could have transformed my entire PT school experience. As I was leaving, she looked at me and she firmly said, "Don't worry, Jenna, you're going to surprise yourself way more than that test ever could." Only I didn't hear her words. I was too busy worried about that 4.0 GPA that I wanted so bad, and as she was telling me this, I was doing calculations in my head of what I needed to get on the next 3 exams to make sure that I still got that A at the end of the semester. As I was leaving, I realized that I had a lot of work to do, and her words didn't really mean much to me. I was so busy seeking achievement that I couldn't hear what she was saying. Now for me at this point, PT school was all about grades, success, and graduation. That's all I could think about, and everything was a step closer to that finish line, and I could not wait to get there. Now I will tell you that as I look back now, I realize that it's not necessarily about what you achieve during PT school, and it's definitely about what you seek. What you seek is so important. So I really want to share with you the 3 things that I wish I had looked for during PT school. The first thing that I wish that I had looked for, I want you to seek growth, not grades. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I hope I'm never that one at the bottom of the distribution. Trust me, I thought the exact same thing, but I will tell you that I learned more from that low grade than any of the A's. I learned growth. I learned that one day, 1 week, or even one course could not define my experience at PT school if I instead seeked growth. And I'm telling you, at some point during your PT school career, you will not do as well as you hoped you would. It may be a project, it may be a presentation, and it may be a practical. But I will tell you that you'll learn more from that setback if you instead seek growth and use that to push you forward. The second thing is to seek struggle, not success. There's going to come a time in PT school where one of your professors, or even maybe one of your fellow classmates, asks you to volunteer for something, or asks you to step outside your comfort zone. In that moment, you're going to be able to choose whether or not you do something that truly scares you. Now, you may find success within your comfort zone, but it will not compare to the success that you can find outside of your comfort zone. There are going to be so many opportunities throughout PT school that you're not going to be able to take them all. So take the ones that make you hesitate raising your hand. Seek the struggle, not the success. Seek the experience, not just the ending. You only have 3 years here, or 33 months. And I know it may seem like an eternity as you sit there right now and you look at these white coats and you hope that sooner rather than later there's a diploma there, but I promise you it goes so much faster than you think. If you treat it more like a journey and less like a destination, you will miss it more than you could ever imagine. These professors and your classmates, these are the people that you're going to remember. As you go forward and you get a job and you work within your career, you'll constantly think back to PT school and you'll have all of these awesome memories with each other. So I want you to think about this more as a journey and less as the destination. And I want to leave you with one last thing. I want to leave you with the advice that I ignored. Seek not to satisfy the requirements, seek to surprise yourselves.
Thank you, Jenna. Lauren Berry, a third-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student and ACE Care board member, will come now and give a few words on ACE Care.
Okay, as Kathy mentioned, my name is Lauren. I'm an ACE Care board member and coordinator for ACERcise, which is one of the programs I'll talk about a little bit later. So first of all, I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that all of you, I was going to say most, all of you, when you were asked why you wanted to be a PT, said something along the lines that you wanted to help people. Here's your chance. I'm about to give it to you right now. So that's with ACE Care. So I'm about to say the word ACE a whole lot of times, so hang with me. ACE Care is the name of the whole organization, and we have 3 branches to it. So ACE Care is a student-run organization that offers physical therapy and wellness services to the community completely free of charge. Because it's completely free of charge, we are always welcoming donations. Shameless plug to the table on the back or outside. And our biggest fundraiser is coming up, which is Ace Race, a fun run walk in October 27th. So go ahead and mark your calendars. It's okay if you look down. And so that's coming up in the fall. We are also, as I mentioned, all volunteer-based. So we have licensed therapists from the community that keep us legal and offer their valuable time. And then all our students that are undergraduate and graduate levels, which we could not do without. So then, as I mentioned, we have 3 branches that we offer 3 different services for. So the first one, and the one that started it all, is our ACE Plus PT clinic. It operates as an outpatient physical therapy clinic, and we've been treating patients since 2011. We serve primarily those who are underinsured, uninsured, and or those who are homeless. We also have a large majority of patients who speak primarily Spanish, so we coordinate with the undergraduate Spanish program on campus that allows us to have translators for those patients that I mentioned. The clinic is open 2 evenings a night, or 2 evenings a week, and we see up to 6 patients each evening. The second branch of ACE Care, which is my personal favorite, I'm quite biased towards, is Acercise. It is a group exercise program for individuals with neurologic deficits. It meets once a week for an hour, and we see between 15 and 20 participants that are split between those 2 sessions. A typical night at Acercise starts with a group warm-up. Our workout is different every week, but always includes strengthening, cardiovascular training, balance training, and something fun, basketball, cornhole, different things like that. And then a group cool down. It's a group exercise program, but every participant is partnered with at least one student that can adapt the exercises to meet that individual's needs. The third branch of ACE Care is one we're all still really excited about because it's brand new. It's ACE Buddies. It's a group exercise for kids and young adults with special needs. The layout is kind of similar to Acercise. You've got a warm-up, different workout each week, and a cool down, and every participant is partnered with a buddy. And a little bit different than Acercise, they will expect to see that same buddy every week. So it gives them a familiar face, somebody to look forward to working out with. And last semester, we had 28 kids signed up for that. And I think that's a big deal. I think it was pretty exciting. So for those of you that are already signed up to volunteer, I've seen the list, so I know there's quite a few of you. Thank you so much. We couldn't do any of this without you. And for those of you who are still maybe on the fence or still considering it, I would strongly suggest that you consider it. I know you're worried maybe about the time commitment. It is a time commitment, but I promise you it's worth it. It gives you a really good opportunity to practice the skills that you're learning and learn from upperclassmen, but then as soon as you cross that threshold into first year and second year, you get to help out the class behind you too. So it's both learning from the upperclassmen and a mentorship. You also get to learn from our lovely professors, and because they help out, and so you get to know them on a better basis, or a different basis too. Let's see. So, the biggest reason that I feel like it's a good use of your time is it's a reminder why you're doing this really hard, really stressful thing in the first place. As I mentioned, we all say we want to help people. That's why we want to be a PT. So this is your chance. These are real people that need your help and are very grateful for it. Every single week at Acercise, there's at least one person, if not more, or a family member that tells me how grateful they are for the program, how awesome it is, or how much they miss it when we don't have it. It just goes on and on. So that, to me, makes it worth it. I can have a big test the next day that before Acercise, I'm like going in, like, man, I really need to study for that. I don't need to take this time. But then afterwards, it's worth it. Like, that's why you're in school. You're in school to help people, and you get to see that now rather than waiting 3 years. So, quick reminder, clinic orientation, which is just kind of to show everyone how the clinic works, is September 4th at 11:15, and that's mandatory for everyone who's volunteering, but it's still open for anyone who's considering it. If you need just that push to get a little bit more information, you're welcome to come. And if you have any questions after the ceremony, hunt me down, ask me anything you want. So, thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. I would now like to welcome Dr. Matzel, Dr. Lockwich, and Dr. Whetstone to the stage for the presentation of the coats.
All right, well, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to present the white coats to our first year DPT students. So first row, please make your way up to the stage. Taylor Allen. Lauren Anderson. Leah Avery. Monica Behringer. Daniel Bennett. Hannah Bernhardt. Britta Byer. Bailey Bogan. Emily Bradley. Brianne Bierster. Courtney Bunselmeyer. Ariel De Jesus. Noah Gingrich. Adam Grannon. Lauren Heater. Jessica Herber. Cody Hills. Abigail Cassing. Sarah Keister. Claire Leonard. Kate Lindeman. Rogan Logsden. Arlen Magalitz. Mackenzie Manning. Jenna Martin. Callie Mathers. Sydney Neal. Rachel Northcutt. Miranda Pep. Elizabeth Perkins. Jake Reverts. Chandler Ream. Alex Rod. Stacy Rowan. Ashley Salzik. Kayla Schottland. Justin Short. Stephanie Smith. Stephanie Sodgrass. Sheena Voji. Sydney Winstead. Elle Wyrick. Kiana Wong.
Students, if you'll go ahead and rise, we'll read the APTA Code of Ethics. You can find this on the back of your program. Thank you. Okay. Physical therapists shall respect the inherent dignity and rights of all individuals. Physical therapists shall be trustworthy and compassionate in addressing the rights and needs of patients. Physical therapists shall be accountable for making sound and professional judgments. Physical therapists shall demonstrate integrity in their relationship with patients, families, colleagues, students, research participants, other healthcare providers, employers, payers, and the public. Physical therapists shall fulfill their legal and professional obligations. Physical therapists shall enhance their expertise through the lifelong acquisition and refinement of knowledge, skills, abilities, and professional behaviors. Physical therapists shall promote organizational behaviors and business practices that benefit patients and society.
Congratulations. We would like a group photo of the class of 2021, so at the conclusion of the ceremony, students please remain in your seats for directions. These photos will be available online, so parents please avoid standing near the railings when we're taking pictures on the stairs, as we may be able to see you in the professional photo. There are also multiple UE backdrops for professional headshots and photographs following our group photo. Lastly, the Stone Center will be open for self-guided tours if you'd like to see our new facility downtown. Thank you to everyone for attending the 2018 White Coat Ceremony and for supporting your student this summer and in the years to come. Your encouragement will mean more to them than you know. I would also like to thank Dr. Kiesel, the faculty advisor for the ceremony, and Jennifer Simon for their help and hard work to make this ceremony another success. Outside the doors is a reception area with beverages and snacks for friends, family, faculty, and staff. Please feel free to help yourselves while we get the students set up for pictures. Congratulations again, class of 2021.